go too far with the church hurt?
I think sometimes we can, but I think it's actually real though. It's genuinely real.
Do you think it? I think hurt is hurt. Does it hurt more when it comes from like?
No. I think hurt is hurt. People are hurting people, and it doesn't matter what environment it is. It's just that you think because you're in the church,
it won't happen.
Yeah, these people, we all love God, and we're trying to please God, and we're trying to walk upright, but we're still flawed people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So our mentality is, we're in the church. This is safe. And then I guess to God you are, but you're still working around people.
Yes.
So that's the conflict.
That's the conflict, because I actually watch our episodes as well. So when I went back, I'm looking like, I don't want to seem like I'm,
bashing the church.
Bashing, because welcome to the Millennial Minded Podcast with
Marquise
and Jeeah. We are on episode 15.
15?
We are 15 weeks in, 15 weeks going strong. This is a newborn baby formulating in us, and like the fetus is growing within the Millennial Minded Podcast, the family. So thank you for everybody that's been subscribing to our channel, everybody that has been liking the videos, and everybody that's been, y'all comments have been sick. We love the commentary. We love the feedback. Not that we just love to hear how great Marquise is. we really like to.
It's about you.
Really having a conversation. Like we're really getting into people's minds, and we really are opening up. Remember when we first started, we said we wanted to just open up our thoughts and open up our conversations to what's going on around us, and we've really been able to reach people in that level. So we are greatly appreciative to everybody that's been tuning in with us.
Yes, so please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, share. We passed 100 followers on Instagram.
Okay.
I didn't think that was gonna happen, so I'm excited about that. We got, I think, 114 followers, and so please follow us on Instagram at millennial.minded. And we actually got a DM from someone, a friend of mine. We'll get into that on a topic suggestion that we want to get into today. So thank you so much for all the support. Episode 15.
Yes.
We're going to keep on going. So let's get into some comments.
Okay, let's get into some comments.
Let's get into some comments. By the way, Jeeah did that intro perfectly. Killed it.
Thank you.
From okay, let's see. From Nightmare 6 Plays, nice part 2. This was funny. I can't even type right now.
Oh, so last week when I introduced y'all to Brother Malcolm, how has it been going now that you stepping into your new?
I've been shooting, taking people's heads off.
Come on, Minister Malcolm.
Do you prefer me being assertive or passive aggressive?
I prefer you being assertive. I don't have a problem with assertion. Just remember what I said, though.
What'd you say?
Some of it for your wife. I only tolerate a little bit of it
now. Chris said, if y'all ever leave me with a cliffhanger again, we're going to have a confrontation. Just joking. She said, bent but not broken. It allowed me to truly come into Christina. Lastly, don't change who you are.
Oh yeah, because Marquise tried it with that question. I didn't really get to let the question marinate. Should Jeeah take down some of her?
No, that wasn't my question. I said, are men intimidated by strong, independent women?
But that was off the backs of you saying that you would not be attracted to.
I said I wouldn't pursue.
You wouldn't pursue
attraction. I remember I mentioned my.
Yeah, you showed that Marquise showed a little bit of a predatory side of him. Come on. All y'all think that he's sweet, kind, and nice. Look at that predatory side. Talk about, you know what, I would just like to, you see how nice you put it? Like,
but I said I never act on that.
No,
but the thought, yeah, because we're men.
What What you think? You think you a predator hiding. It's coming right on. It's coming out of you. It's coming out of you.
I don't want to be animalistic at all. I don't want to be that lion tackling the gazelle. But men, sometimes we do that because we have testosterone.
Well, y'all do. But Christina, I got you, sis. I commented on that and I said, yeah, I ain't taking nothing back. I ain't coming.
But she wasn't even talking about that. She was saying.
She was. She said, don't
oh,
change
okay.
who you are.
Okay. You're right.
She paid good attention, honey.
No change.
And the cliffhanger.
We're going to reveal it today, right?
Y'all think that cliffhanger was something? That cliffhanger was 15 years ago. I still had many more interactions with
the same person. Oh man. Okay. Mama Mac, ha. No dumping on each other. This was the best part 2. I look forward to next week.
Thank you.
Another one said I missed the episode last week. But we're sorry about last week or the week prior. Jeeah wasn't feeling her best, but we're back. Who's this? Janae said, "Get the episode. I need to hear what y'all discuss. That haircut could have waited."
It sure could have. Now, how vain would I have been if I would have said, "I'm gonna leave y'all with this cliffhanger because I gotta go get I gotta go get my nails done."
Now, speaking of vain, it takes.
Go ahead and put your foot in your mouth, honey.
If we
Brother Malcolm about to meet Betty, Sister Betty.
If we say, yo, we're gonna record at 12 o'clock, we can't record at 12 o'clock. Ask me why.
Why?
Because Jeeah has to get ready and put on her makeup and make sure her hair is good, do a couple takes in the mirror, walk back and forth, check the camera. The position ain't right. Move. Take your sweater off. No, don't do this. Don't do that. She got to be right. So she's talking about Vayne, but the real Vayne person is this young lady right here.
Come prepared?
Do you come prepared?
Do I get prepared here, or am I already together when she walks in? Come on.
You are together when you walk in, and then you go to that bathroom for another 10 minutes. And get more prepared, I guess.
Meanwhile, he's sitting here without a shave and without his haircut, and somebody camera and go talk about me.
I'm just saying. You said Vayne. I wanted to match your fly. I wanted to match your fly.
I'm still waiting, honey. I can't come looking any type of way. I gotta put just a little effort in it.
Yes,
men don't have to put as much effort into it. All you need to do is get a nice, put some lotion on and cut your hair.
And some double soled Timbs and.
Oh. Back on the double soled Timbs.
I need to buy a Galaxy White tee too.
No,
those days are over.
Those days are over. If you buy anything, if you can shop anywhere where my son can shop, we can't. No,
we can't talk.
No.
Where's your son shop at?
Against All Odds.
Oh,
Fashion Over
man,
Men.
I don't do that. Wow. Fashion Over Men.
Yeah.
And I thought it was only for women.
My son is a hoodie and a sweatsuit type of, because he's so tall. So a lot of things don't his torso. But yeah, no.
He doesn't do H&M.
No, he's not an H&M shopper. Not a Forever 21 men shopper.
Okay, you want your Boaz to be that
Macy's. Whatever's on sale at Macy's, match my fly, because I'm a Macy's type.
So that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to match your fly. I'm all rugged and all that stuff. That's why I had to get the haircut. Rachel, dear Jeeah, all people can use a little teaching like 5-year-olds. We need that loving truth. Also, girl, your hair is amazing. I love it. You can get it for $17.99
on Amazon. I told you I would be transparent.
$17.99.
I forgot her name. I'll put her name in the description below.
You could have this hair too.
Her name Jessica or something.
You could have this one too. Another thing I really love about you guys is that it comes across in every episode how much you love and care about each other. I wish I had cousins that I could have arguments with the way you guys argue. Heck, I wish my sisters and I could get to that level, and we are trying. It's my favorite thing about this podcast.
Oh, that was Rachel?
That was Rachel. I mean, it's a lot more. You got to read it. It's long. I won't read it all, but
yeah,
it's
Thank you, Rachel. No, we genuine. We 100. Yeah, I got cussed out by Marquise 2 weeks ago. I'm over it, girl. I ain't bringing it up no more.
Well, she said that we love each other.
Yeah.
Can I say that I love you, Jeeah?
Yeah.
Can you say it back? Can you say it back?
I love you, Marquise.
Oh, okay. I want to see if you had that affection in you. Can I get a hug on camera? Can I get a hug on camera?
No, you know better than that. Rachel, he trying his life. He know I do not like to be touched. Now he's taking a little bit too far now. Skip Rachel's comment and go to the next one. You all emotional.
Just want to show the world how much I love you. That's all, girl.
He done cuss me out.
What up? Let's see. That was about it. We have other comments from the previous episode.
Okay.
But
because we kept the episode going, it's like a trilogy now.
I know, right? I know.
Communication versus confrontation, and usually all confrontations going to come from some type of communication or lack thereof. Right?
Yes. Mama Mac said on the previous episode, church sometimes can be so hurtful. That is the truth. You are the most faithful Jesus lover I know. Nothing fake about you. I'm assuming she's talking about you.
Mama Mac was there when I think we got saved, and I think she came to church about it. Have came at the same time. I remember I was 18. I was 6 months pregnant when I gave my life to the Lord. Mama Mac actually threw my baby shower in the church.
In the church?
In the church, yes, she did. They threw me a little get together, honey.
That is cool.
I was a young woman coming into the Lord. Yeah,
right.
She was.
That is awesome.
I wonder if we go too far with the church hurt.
I think sometimes we can, but I think it's actually real though. It's genuinely real.
Do you think it? I think hurt is hurt. Does it hurt more when it comes from like?
No. I think hurt is hurt. People are hurting people, and it doesn't matter what environment it is. It's just that you think because you're in the church,
it won't happen.
Yeah, these people, we all love God, and we're trying to please God, and we're trying to walk upright, but we're still flawed people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, so our mentality is, we're in the church. This is safe. And then I guess to God, you are, but you're still working around people.
Yes.
So that's the conflict.
That's the conflict, because I actually watch our episodes as well. So when I went back, I'm looking like, I don't want to seem like I'm,
bashing the church.
Bashing, because, most of my greatest experiences have come in the house of the Lord. But I have had some things that I'm not afraid to talk about.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to put like a negative aspect
connotation on church,
to put it out there like, be careful. No, I'm going to tell you to be careful of certain people. That's just all. You see a robber, somebody with a black mask coming, but so if I see something happening, I'm going to make it aware. But it's just I just want to make sure I wasn't like going, not to self-pity, but like church hurt me so bad that it broke me. Now I'm this woman that, no, it hasn't been all bad experiences, but there have been times where, because we're now talking about communication, that me failing to communicate properly and thinking that everybody had the best intentions for me, I wound up getting my feelings hurt a lot. And now I'm at the point where I don't make so many assumptions anymore, and I'm not as easily offended as I used to be. I guess that's for all of us.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get into some things that you overcame. You said last week. Yeah, I'm going to tell y'all next week about ours. I can't wait to hear. I know you got some stories.
Do I?
Yes, you do.
About the prophets? I thought we were talking about the prophecy.
Confrontations that you had to deal with in church, or you already talked about the ones you did.
I gotta think. All right, I gotta think about that. Conversations in the church. Okay.
Yeah,
come back to me.
You're so non-confrontational.
I mean, a lot of my time as a young man was spent being passive aggressive, so I didn't really have much confrontation, unless I was like blatantly, totally disrespected, which was rare. It was always subtle, or it was always more subtly done. So I never really had a issue or confrontation until I started confronting things on my own later on in life. But I would say that most of the time I just took the passive aggressive route and just like, okay, you did this to me, I ain't showing up next Sunday. Good luck, and see how that goes. And which was whack. So I don't really have any.
You had like a good church. You had really good experiences, like growing up in the household. Like, so you don't have as many traumatic stories as I had.
I don't.
Well, you had a shelter.
Big D, you mean?
Yeah. You came in and you were brought up in the church.
She kept me separate. Yeah, she kept me sheltered and separated from a lot of things. And I didn't really get exposed to stuff until I got older. So coming up, no, I was sheltered. She did all the fighting for me. So I didn't have traumatic experiences. I thought we were talking about as far as prophecy is concerned, I had some conflicting prophecies that happened. But not. Did
you ever like confront that?
And even those I never confronted, but it just confused the heck out of me.
Oh, okay.
So we could talk about that. Like one person saying, when I talked about I don't know what episode it was about going through the abortion, and then someone saying God already forgave you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no one knows about this. This is great. And then telling me something about something else that like was far from the truth and didn't come to pass. It's like, what the heck happened? And then someone else at a prayer conference, it's weird. It's like some stuff be true.
Yeah.
And then a lot of it be, I guess you could say, false. So I'll be like, I don't know. I feel like they
chew the meat and throw away the bone type thing.
But I feel like if it was from God, they would only be meat. It wouldn't be a bone.
Okay.
So I feel like people have a gift. They can see certain things. So they say this part that's true, which opens you up, and you crying and out because you.
And then they see that vulnerability and like, and while I'm at it, let me just tell you what the Lord said. Boom,
right.
I've had that happen a bunch of times, and I'll be like, I won't go up for you for praying no more from you.
Right. So I had those issues, but never really confronted them. I've had brotherly sibling type competition in church, maybe musically and stuff like that, but never really a confrontation. No. I've had
yours just was. So when do you don't have confrontations at all?
As I said, I got later in life, and now I'll be cutting men's head off because people try you. They think I'm still the same old guy or kid. So now that people try me, like I go hard, especially for men. Like I make it I take great joy in being assertive with men. Great joy.
That's not like you though. That's weird. You better be able to throw them hands after a while, because men can't take that.
But I'm not disrespectful unless you disrespect.
Yeah, unless you disrespect.
Yeah, but people look for stuff or they say something, and now it's.
Yeah, you really mind your business, like you're not like.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not involved in none of that stuff, and not gossip, none of that. I just stayed in my lane, but.
We had to confront a bunch of things like together. If y'all don't know, Marquise and I used to be like the head. You were like the president of the youth, and I was his like advisor. So he was the head, and I was the brains.
Pretty much.
Pretty much,
yeah.
But
yeah.
We had an incident where our youth group was like, they were really like fighting against each other so much. And like 1 week, one of the girls from our youth group punched or slapped one of the boys, and he had just turned 18, and he kind of like chased her around the church.
Don't remember this at all.
Listen, And he chased her around the church. Him and I were not there. And because the boy had just turned 18, the girl got away with slapping him in the face. And the girl's mother said, yeah, I know she slapped him and she shouldn't have slapped him. But if he hit her back, I'm calling the cops and having him arrested because he turned 18 and he a man. And I was just like, we were really pouring into these kids at this time. So me, Marquise and I came up with a plan. You don't remember this?
I don't remember this at all.
I called Marquise. I said, since these Negroes want to fight in church, next youth meeting, we setting them up. And we set them up to where
we had an argument?
We had an
I remember that.
We had an argument. We set them up to where they were all sitting down. I said, Marquise, you're going to say something? And I'm going to go off. And I want them all to sit back and see how it looks when we fighting in the church. And because,
I remember that part.
They know me and they know Marquise is at this time still passing. He ain't become Brother Malcolm yet.
Right.
So they were all sitting back and I said, he said something and I just went like, who you talking to? Say it again. What you did? I'm going back and forth, and they were sitting there. They were
stunned. They couldn't believe it.
Stunned.
Yeah.
They were like trying to defend Marquise, but nobody. When my son was
no
there,
one said anything though, right?
Nope. Sister Christina was the only one. It was two young adults there. Janae and Christina was there, and Janae was like, "That's family business. I ain't getting into that." Christina was the only one that was like, she didn't know that me and Marquise was like setting it up to set these kids up to see how they look when they fighting. And she was the only one that was like, no, y'all not gonna do this in front of the kids. I'm taking them out the back door. And then I couldn't break my role, so I had to like go in on her a little bit. And if you know Christina, honey, she a little spitfire too, honey. That's why I love her. And she was like, no, she was like, actually call Sister Delphine. Call Sister, like this ain't right. And then
that's
like,
funny.
And scene. And then they had to realize that we were
acting. Yeah.
And they were so stunned. They were so embarrassed. And I said, this is how
it was a great
looks.
teaching.
It was.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that.
This is how it looks when we turn our backs from pouring into y'all and trying to be the best example we can be. And the next week we turn around, y'all slapping each other in the face and chasing each other around church. Like, we don't do that here.
Yeah, that was a great idea that you brought up. It worked to perfection because that is your lane, the shooter.
Their hearts was pumping. How dare I talk to Marquise like this?
Yeah.
I don't even think I called you names. And I was like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Say something.
Wow.
Yeah, I got real.
Wow.
In the church. And they when they visually saw that, it was like, all right.
We get it. Yeah. I remember that. Wow. That was good.
Sometimes you gotta show people who they are. You become that character. Like, no, this was you last week, sis, when you slapped your brother in the face. Like, I'm you.
Why don't you remember that though?
You know, I remember everything. The Lord says, don't keep a record of wrong, and that's where I fall short.
Jeeah keeps receipts for everything. She remembers what I didn't give her 5 Christmases ago, or what I did give her, or what I did say. She keeps receipts. That's true. But you're working on it.
It helps me. No.
You're not working on it.
It helps me to stay grounded. I don't hold it against people. Keeping the record of wrong is not the same thing as holding it against people or unforgiveness, because I forgive people and I move on. But I know that if you slap me in the back of my head 3 times already, and I come
now wait a minute. If you keep a record, a receipt, will say, okay, if something that I did wrong, or didn't do, whatever the case may be, and down the line, I don't know, we're just chit-chatting, and you bring this up to my remembrance, you don't feel like that's wrong of you to do so?
Jesus said he was going to cast it out into the sea of forgetfulness.
Yeah.
I ain't get to the sea yet. I'm still on the boat, and it's still in my hands. So I understand, like, if you do not keep a record of wrong, I think it's a little bit of naive. There's a naiveness there, because it's like, You don't remember when I did this to you the first and the second time? You better remember, because if you let me do it to you the fourth time, that's your fault. That's just in life. I may be wrong, but this is my perspective. If I cannot keep in the back of my mind what people have done to me and how people made me feel, and some things that, like, if you stole from me twice already and I can't remember that you stole from me, I'm setting myself up for you to steal from me a third time.
All right, so when I'm saying, I guess when I'm thinking keeping receipts, it's like you keep the memory or the thing that happened, the deed, the feeling behind it, and you don't let that go and forgive. That's what I'm thinking of when you say receipts. So do you really forgive someone if you're holding on to, keeping that receipt or that record of what has happened?
Well, to be honest, I don't feel like I'm not forgiving somebody because I don't hold on to that feeling. Like, I don't still have that anger. I don't still have that emotion. I don't still have that rage. I don't still have that hurt.
Okay.
But I still have that knowledge in the back of my head that you can potentially hurt me again. You can potentially...
I could see that. Okay, I could go with that.
Again. You can potentially lead me down another path because,
mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
The blinders off at some point.
I can agree with that. Yeah, I can agree with that.
So
as long as you remove the hurt and and all that, and not
sit in that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sitting in that. I'm not going to sit in that because that hinders me as well.
Right, that's going to stifle you.
And I know y'all going to come off like, well, it does sound like unforgiveness. So I am working on, is it truly unforgiveness if I really keep...
That's a good point. I don't know.
But I know it. At some point I got to get into self-preservation mode, and in order for me to get into self-preservation, because people will do to you what you allow them to do. What you allow them to do. They will say what the heck they want to say to you if you don't check it.
I learned that the hard way. Yeah, Brother Malcolm's here.
While we confront. So it's a fine line, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
So you're saying you don't. Things that have happened, because you clearly haven't had.
You being that introverted guy that I am, I think I do keep I remember.
Yeah.
I don't always bring it up. I don't feel like I always bring it up unless provoked, which I don't think is also right either. Because if I forgave something, I shouldn't be bringing it up to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I think keeping the record is good. I don't know if you I know you recalled some stuff though, so I don't know if bringing it up part is okay. But I think keeping the record is okay.
Yeah, I don't think I would, unless, like you said, verbally say, well, I remember when you did this, and
nah, you gave me a couple of those before though.
Yeah, I'm working on that because it'll go into relationships. As you know, when my husband comes, I ain't gonna do that to that man.
Or keep record on them?
I ain't gonna keep no record on them like that.
You have to do the same thing. You have to keep the record, but not bring it up.
Not bring it up.
Yeah.
I gotta remember, because he is a person. He will, of course, he's gonna be a person.
He's gonna hurt you. He's gonna have some flaws. You're gonna have those things you're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, I rebuke that. He gonna hurt who?
You don't think you'll ever get hurt or have an argument or have a disagreement?
Well, what type of hurt you talking about?
Like, I mean, hurt. It doesn't have to be a specific time.
Feelings?
I'm sure he's gonna hurt your feelings. Yeah, y'all gonna have a disagreement.
Since we've been single for a little while longer, honey, I can't deal with hurting feelings.
I can promise you, a lot of married people.
My husband gonna hurt my feelings? My husband?
Yes, yeah.
Oh God!
Your husband will hurt you.
Single a little longer, honey. I got some more maturing to do. Hurt feelings bring out a different type of monster in me. I can tell you that now. I really go into self-preservation.
Go with that. Shanique would come out. Might be.
Yes, come on, honey. Pop these nails off. My feelings hurt now.
It might be.
Bars.
Or most likely it will be not unintentional.
It better be intentional.
Right. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, it might be something intentional.
A jab?
That might be a jab. I'm known for throwing a couple jabs. Go through a couple jabs here and there.
Somebody that you...
but like,
I
throw playful jabs, but sometimes it's
don't play with me like that. You turn serious.
It's weird. I throw
your PS5. Play Jeeah.
I throw a playful jab, but it's thick though. It's like,
okay,
you know what I mean? Whatever the issue is, I might jab you on it.
Oh,
so
I never want to be in the type of argument where unless I'm really.
Oh, not arguing though.
Somebody.
Not arguing. Oh, maybe I have, but not. I'm not thinking when I'm. Yeah, I'm not thinking when I'm arguing to do that. I'm thinking just whatever. I don't know, like not arguing. But I'll just jab you here and there just to mess with you, let you know this is something you did that.
Oh yeah, you do it to me all the time. But I don't get offended by that.
Okay. I think I do it a lot. I do a little jab here and there. Okay, but yes, you were gonna. I'm sorry, Jeeah. In a relationship, and especially your husband.
I've been in relationships before, so I know. But
you're gonna get hurt.
Expecting it, I didn't think about that part. I'm only thinking about
the good, the positive, the black love. There's some ups and downs. There's some good and bads. What's the wedding vow? Through hardship and whatever it is. We're gonna go through all that, up and down, up and down. Are you gonna stand for it? Can you stand the rain?
I ain't no addition, but I'm gonna have to stay in the rain. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to set myself up to be. I guess you're gonna have to be vulnerable.
Oh shoot!
Right?
Oh wow!
What?
That was a good segue. Even though we weren't thinking about that. Vulnerable. You
gotta let guards down.
You gotta let guards down. You gotta be able to be transparent. That kind of goes into the DM that we got.
Mm-hmm.
So a friend of mine. Oh, before I say that, can I mention the picture you sent me over the week?
I don't remember, but go ahead.
900.
Oh, go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just think it's incredible. So Jeeah went back to online dating.
Mm-hmm.
And she had sent me. She just, I guess, must have logged back in and saw it has 900 messages.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, how in the world is that possible? I'm seeing dudes from out of state, like Midwest, like Iowa or something like that, hit her up in New Jersey, and I'm thinking, like, how does that make you feel?
So. When I logged off in September because it was becoming a bit overwhelming, and
I can see
starting back school, and it's time consuming. So I said I'm gonna pick it back up in December, and I picked it back up, and when I logged back in, it said you have 980 something messages from September, and I said this is. I had to screenshot it and send it to Marquise, and he was like, well, how do you feel? I said, well, out of these 1K, I can't even find one. So what in the world? Doesn't matter. He said, why people calling you from Chicago and Iowa? I said, listen, I'm just showing you.
I don't get it.
Like,
what are they trying to do?
My ego would be really, really big.
I think I would. My ego would be insanely big. Like 1,000 people hitting.
1,000 women are on my DM. I got 1,000 men in my DM, and I only want one. And so I was like, well, listen, I'm not overwhelmed at this point by it, like to where it's like it's 900 men out here that got me in. They like it's not that serious to me because I'm still checking them off, answering messages. So I was.
Have you went through all of them yet?
No, I'm on like 700 something. I just was like, listen, like. And they're not like the smiley faces and the hey beautiful. It's like, contact me, and so
what?
Like, yeah. And that's my goal is not to like have my confidence or who I am doesn't come from
that's the kind of intention.
So that kind of attention. So it's not a driving force for me.
Good.
It is.
Good.
It is like okay.
Was a little flattering.
1,000 men think that I'm fine.
Yes,
that's fine for me. Yeah. But it's not like a driving force for me because I'm looking like out of these 1,000 men, 999.
I'm thinking 80% of one thing.
Yeah. So you got to put it into perspective.
True that. So a friend of mine from high school, Roger, sent us a DM at the Millennial Minded Instagram and said he had a great topic for us to discuss. And it was about, people have insecurities that they don't like to get into or whatever like that. And he's asking me, to talk about, you're in a relationship with someone and their best friend is of the opposite sex. So my girlfriend, her best friend is a guy. How do you go about navigating through that? So you want to go first or you want me to?
No, you can go first.
So younger me was very insecure. So it was like, no, you can't have no guy friends.
Oh.
Younger me. Okay. No guy friends. We're not doing that. I think the same thing was for me. Like no girlfriends. I'm the only person you need to talk to. I agree. You're the only person you need to talk to. That's it. Getting older, I got away from that because I think that was showing my insecurity and showing that I didn't trust the person.
Okay.
So the first thing is, do you trust that person that says that this is my male best friend?
Okay.
Do you trust that person that they're not doing anything behind your back? They're just literally friends.
Okay.
There's no actual attraction there, because if there is attraction there, mutual attraction, that could be sticky. That could be a messy situation.
Yes.
All right, so that's one thing. Then being able to be transparent and vulnerable and talking to that person about how you feel about, this friend, whatever the case may be. Do you have the guts and the gall to be able to do that and, express how you really feel? And if they really care about you, assuming that you have some time in with this person that you've been talking to or dating, will they actually validate your feelings? Will be number 2. And then I think at the end of the day, if you trust them, you should just trust them in that. I mean, it shouldn't be no like late night phone calls.
No.
Anything like that. But I think it's okay for your girlfriend or your boyfriend to have the opposite sex best friend. I think that's totally fine. What's your thoughts?
So I have conflicting thoughts about this because initially I'm thinking the best friend was there before the relationship started. So if the best friend was there before the relationship started and they kind of grew up together and you don't have any trust issues, I don't think you should,
sweat over that.
Yeah, you shouldn't. But I really think it would be up to your mate to prioritize, because now you have a man and your best friend is a man. There's some things that you ain't gonna be able to do with your best friend so much because now you have a man. He is priority if you really want this relationship to work. So it's not that he has to take a back seat, but you may have to do some, you separating or inclusion because they're both men. And what if they're both straight men? And men are naturally competitive, like you said, right?
Yes.
So there will be some testosterone there. I'm thinking, right?
Of course, yes.
There's some testosterone there. So, you ain't gonna be able to be like, yeah, babe, I'm with my best friend. We going out.
Well, that's a good point. You just went in another segue you went into. I've seen couples. I won't say where, because I've seen couples that are married. There's a girl, she's married, guy married to his wife, cool. But when they do lunch together, they go out places together, this person and this person, not with their married spouse, they go out together. I don't think that's right. I don't think that your husband or wife, my wife, should be going out to get lunch or as often together, or at all rather, or going on dinner, hanging out with my friend male friend going to dinner tonight. I feel like that might be crossing the line. I think.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
However, friends are really hard to come by. And if you have a solid, you got a 100, whether it's a man or a female, because people either want what you have, jealous of you,
mm-hmm.
don't want you to grow. So if you got really a solid, I really think your feelings gotta take a back seat, because you gotta think about, most friends network together. A lot of friends make money together. A lot of friends have a lot of things in common that it can turn into like business adventures. And you may have a wife that I hope she not, but she may be jealous of your cousin. If she just a jealous woman, whether it's a female, the female is your cousin, whether the female is your best friend,
I talked about that.
Sister, it could be your mom. This heifer just got a jealousy problem and an insecurity issue.
But I think that's different, though.
Different.
Yeah. So you're saying that you would be okay with your husband going out 8:00 at night with his girl best friend to dinner, and you're home?
If I'm home, they have a solid friendship. I think at my age, I wouldn't be so caught up in it if he didn't give me any reason to have a trust issue, if I don't have an issue with her, or I don't have an issue within myself that I can just make an issue out of something.
Okay, yeah.
At my age, going into my 40s, I don't think I would hinder my man from saying, you can't go out. I know that's your friend, but because that shows something about me.
I wouldn't say they can't go out, but like I'm.
Well, you can go out to dinner, but it got to be 5:00. Like, who the heck am I? Because if my friend called,
mm-hmm.
and whether it's a man or a female, I would want him to have that same respect. Like, yo, that's been your homies since high school. Go ahead and go out.
That's one thing. I think that's one thing. All right, go out. But now y'all going having dinner quite often, mm-hmm. and it can lead on to other things. I don't know. I don't think you should do that. I feel like you should be friends. Y'all should talk here and there, whatever the case may be, hang out sometimes. But that friend has to let you prioritize your relationship as well. So they shouldn't be calling at 9:00, 10:00 at night, or trying to hang out with you, every day of the week.
Yeah.
Having dinner with you when they know you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
There's some
boundaries.
Yeah.
Yes, there's some boundaries.
Yeah.
But I still don't think that, we should be quick to like cut off friendships from the opposite sex so quick just to satisfy our mate. Like, if you
mm-hmm.
don't have those issues, come on, let's be mature about it. I would include my husband in a lot of things, though, because as a man,
that would be the right thing.
To sit home, like, because when I go out, sis get dressed.
Yeah.
I ain't going out with no millennial-minded sweatshirt on now, honey.
Sweatshirts are coming. Sweatshirts are coming. We got Jerry. We got your sweatshirt. Got your hoodie. And the Tira, we got your hoodie. Don't worry about that.
I'm not going out like this, so I don't want my husband to be like, you going out with your friend. Look how nice I be like, I got kind of make it like a family thing, include him into some things. Now, if there's something that we need to talk about that's so personal, and I need to spend some personal time with my friend, just like, you act different when your husband around. I can't really say what I want to say when your husband, because my husband would be my husband, it wouldn't be his friend. I would like it if we all would become friends, but I respect the fact that I cultivated a good relationship with my friend
mm-hmm.
before I met my husband, and I'm not just going, because I've been put to the back burner for people that got married and we like both females. Like, I have a good female that I was really close with, and as soon as it like marriage and family happened, it was just like, this is priority. And
that makes sense. That makes sense.
As a single woman, I couldn't call this girl 9, 10 o'clock and let's go see this and let's go. She now has a responsibility
to her
as
husband.
A wife and a mother.
Yeah.
And then I started to feel away when the only time she would call, like, if we can't hang out, you can come here. I was like, nah, I ain't going to keep doing that now.
Coming to her house?
Just come to my house. We can't go out anywhere. Dinner is always at my house. Brunch is always at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Tea and coffee is always at my house. So it's just boundaries in a relationship.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying too. I wouldn't mind them going out here and there and talking, whatever the case may be. But certain boundaries shouldn't be crossed, and I think too much of that 8 o'clock at night dinner dates, I think is too much. I think calling 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, all right, I think you're doing too much.
Yeah.
Often, because that it will make me think, all right, something. It will start to make me think like something's going on.
Would you be friends with somebody that you like attracted to sexually, or like I mean, I literally don't think that there's like ugly people in the world. So I think you can find beauty in
everyone,
everyone. But like, I don't know if I would want to be like friends with somebody that I thought was like that I was attracted.
I think it would hurt you being in the friend zone that you're someone that you're attracted to. Yeah, because you really want more.
Well, no, attraction is just attraction. Like, oh, okay, you look good. Come on with that suit.
Oh, just like that?
Just like, like...
I think girls do. I don't know. I think girls can do that with guys. I don't think guys can do that with girls. We just cool. You look good. Oh, like that dress. And that's it. I don't know. So, question for you, Marquise, is... Can you be friends with somebody that you are sexually attracted to? Just friends? The answer is yes,
okay.
But it would hurt. It would like that because you want more than just the friendship. At the end of the day, that's what when you're saying sexually attracted to.
No,
like
I'm just saying it's just a physical attraction. Like she could be dumb as a box of rocks.
Oh, then yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, yeah, yes, absolutely.
Physical attraction,
not
attraction.
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You know how many wet blankets I walk across every day? It's just like as soon as he opened his mouth, here we go. Oh. But he looked good.
Okay, then yes, I can do. Yes, men can do that. Yeah, but when you say physical attraction, when you're saying sexual attraction,
physical and sexual is interchangeable. You could do the same thing. Something about physical would rise up when they're around, right?
I guess you're right. When I'm thinking sexual, I'm trying to really get to know them for a relationship and take it to that next level.
Okay.
I'm thinking if she's just cute, like I'm thinking physical is like she's just fine, and that's it.
Okay, physical just fine. Can you be friends with somebody that's just physical?
Yeah,
just fine?
Yeah, and it'll actually make you look cooler to other girls if you're if that girl brings you around her friends and all that, and y'all just cool, and she talk about you, that makes you look good in the eyes of the other friends and ladies, I would think.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the conclusion of the matter? Boundaries not crossed. But let them trust them.
Trust it, yeah.
If there's some trust stuff, I wouldn't get involved.
I wouldn't get involved either.
Yeah. If there's some trust stuff or something that looks shaky about that beforehand, before you got involved, I wouldn't get involved.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be home like really cooking and cleaning and Susie homemaker, knowing that he's out having dinner with we out having dinner with your best friend.
Right.
I'm coming too. I'm gonna be here cooking and cleaning and getting ready for church tomorrow on a Saturday night while you out with Miss Thing. I don't know. I guess you really gotta be in it to really see how mature you are. Mm-hmm. One thing I don't want to come off as like an insecure, immature. And what I said on the last episode, somebody messaged me and was like, you said something about men not liking weak women.
I said that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I said I wouldn't.
Oh, you did.
I would
okay.
Take something back because I don't want to come off overly assertive or overly aggressive. But also, I've realized that men do not like weak women. Also, and I somebody was like, "Nah."
They do.
They do. They do. Can you?
I'm saying, like I said, I would pursue not that strong one. I would pursue the one that I think is more mild. I wouldn't say weak because I don't know them to be weak, but more, not as
when
physically,
like,
I guess, showing exterior,
shown you like some weaknesses and some insecurities, what is your natural reaction as a man?
I don't know.
Like
I think some
teeth?
I was having this conversation. I think we all see people's weakness, right? But I think it's also subconsciously. Like, I don't consciously see like, oh, she has low self-esteem and all right, so I can do whatever. Never. I never have that happen. But I remember watching my mom making me watch this guy Ron Carpenter, the Doors series on YouTube.
Okay.
And he's breaking down like, your weaknesses. People can see them and then they can feed that appetite.
Okay.
And it's all purely like subconsciously. So I don't go out my way to. I don't like go after that. I don't like consciously try to go after someone that I feel is weak.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that. But maybe subconsciously, I don't know. That might happen. Yeah, that might happen. But
would you feel like it's like pulling teeth to be in a relationship with like somebody that was, as you would say, mild and
would it feel like that?
I don't know. I don't want to have to, babe. You find the way you are. I need him to already be like, I got this. That'll be pulling teeth for me. And for
when you say pulling teeth, meaning like he doesn't know how his strength.
I always gotta pull him up. I always gotta reassure him. I always gotta affirm to him that even the Lord loves you. Like, I love you, the Lord loves you, your mama love you. Who else love you need from? And I just feel like as a woman, remember I told y'all some episodes back, I used to feel like I didn't have anything in common with like weaker women or women that, had these like insecurities, because I felt like as a friend, I'm always like, no, sis, you got it. Sis, you can do it. Sis,
and you felt like that was pulling teeth?
I felt like that was pulling teeth. I'm pulling people out of relationships and letting them know you don't take this from a man. It's okay to be single. You'll be okay. Your kids will eat at night. And then, like, I'm really doing that. And it's just like every time I'm in an encounter with, one of my friends or one of these women or, somebody that I'm around, it's just like, I always got to do that. And it was draining me.
It never felt like pulling teeth to me. I've had situations or even friends that was going through some tough times and they needed reassurance.
All the time?
For whatever the period of time was. Yeah. And I was there to like just be there and meet that need. And it made me feel good. It made me feel like I'm helping them, I'm being a blessing to them. It never felt like pulling teeth or like I was getting aggravated. Like, yo, you don't know by now, like whatever you're worth. Right. You want to, you kind of like, yo, you don't see that, but it never felt like pulling teeth.
Well, this is where my struggle came from when I talk about the communication versus the confrontation, because as I said last episode, I got tired of crying. I got tired of people, I got tired of being that victim and, woe is me. And, they did this to me. And I got to like, at some point it was like, sis, why are you still crying?
Great segue, by the way, so we can get into how do you handle those confrontations? Go ahead.
Sis, why are you still crying? Why are you still allowing this to go on? Why are you still feeding these people, this like weak and this vulnerable and this like, submissive young woman that, just.
But you were young. I get it.
I just wanted the tutelage and I just wanted, I wanted to learn and I wanted to grow and I wanted to be a great mother and I was looking forward to becoming a great wife, and I just felt like these people had it and, I needed to do what I needed to do to get where they were at.
And when you got older, did you realize that these people that you looked up to, they don't have it?
Absolutely.
It's like that saying, like, don't meet your heroes. All right, so check it. So tell the people what happened with we left with the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
That person, I think you said it was a lady.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to.
She was the pastor and the first lady.
That said all this crazy stuff to you over the mic and had you said it yourself. I'm just saying, you said gullible. You believed these things that was being said to you. My mom had to talk to you about it, whatever like that. What did you wind up saying to this person? Did you end up confronting them at all?
Well, we had a I don't know if we had a conversation. I remember something in writing, and so basically, what she wanted, it was kind of life coachy. Like, she wanted me to write down the things that I wanted in life, and like, I think her intentions were good, and because she had a heavy women following, if that makes sense, that she like helped these women out, and they could testify like, yeah, she took my daughter for 2 years, and I was able to save $5,000 in 3 months, and she was like, I'm gonna put you on a budget. You're gonna give me your entire paycheck.
She didn't have kids.
She didn't have kids. At this point, no. She still doesn't have children. She, adopted or something like that. But I'm gonna put you on a budget. And after I talked to my aunt about everything that happened, in a couple of weeks, it was a couple of women that wanted to come and pick up my son for the weekend. And my aunt was like, "That's not necessary. You call her back and you let her know. Thank you, but you'll be raising your own son. He ain't going to Maryland. You ain't going to see him over the week. That is not an option." And when she told me that wasn't an option, I kind of like, that's when the light bulb went off.
So did you have a problem telling her these things when
I was intimidated to tell her, because it was just like, she knew so much and I knew so little. And
how many people? I'm sorry. You know, people that I know that, you get called up to be prophesied to. They tell you something that just, in your spirit, like, this is not right. This is off. But yet we sit there and we still take it to not embarrass them.
Yes.
And I feel like that's so. I never had that happen to me up front. Like, call me up and like prophesy to me, and it was like wrong, and I'm like, no, this is not right, because we have all right to say no, that's not it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that happened. A good friend of mine, a guy prophesied to him about marriage and stuff, and find something like that, find his wife, and he's like, yeah, I'm already married.
Oh.
It's the ring right here. I'm already married. You got to be able to do that. Don't let these people, because they're, the preacher or the pastor, like, intimidate you. So continue with your story. Did you wind up telling her, no, yeah, I'm not?
I just told her that, my aunt is going to help me out, and I'm not going to send my son to live with you, and I don't remember what else I said, but she was like, okay, I just want you to know that, I'm here, and I want the best for you. And because I thought that, and I'm pretty sure she, I don't know what she actually felt for me personally, but I think I was blinded because I thought, like, again, that she wanted the best for me, and that she had the answers, and I was young, and, maybe this is something that I need to follow. And but I was just like, thank you, but no thank you. And she was like, okay, well, and next time I saw her a bunch of times after that, and I was embarrassed again.
She did it
another time. At this time, we were at her church, and it was a nice big.
Wait, you were in Maryland?
Yeah, we were in Crystal City, Virginia, right on that borderline, right, DC, Maryland. Yeah, right there. And we were at a convention, and it was Karen Clark Sheard came to this actual convention.
Oh, so this woman's pretty big.
Yeah, Church of God in Christ. Honey, Karen Clark Sheard came, and she sang a couple of songs.
She riffed and run. All right, I'm not talking about her.
She sang to a CD, but she came, and she was pleasant. From what nobody like could put hands or anything on her, but she was like pleasant, and it was a rather small gathering, probably under 50 women.
How do you feel about that? That you was there like a meet and greet for her?
There was, but it was only for like the high, like pastors.
How do you feel about that's another subject?
That's a whole nother subject.
Okay.
But she was giving away gifts at this one, and she had a book in her hand, and she was she had a DVD in her hand, and she was calling out people's names, and I could remember her having the book in her hand and her saying, I have a book and I want to give it to somebody, and who do I want to give this book to? And I remember thinking to myself, well, I didn't win anything all week. I hope I win this book. And she calls my name and she says, Sister, at that time I wasn't a deacon yet. So she said, Sister Jeeah, Sister Jeeah, come up, girl, and get this book. This book is for you. And I walk up to get the book, and I look at the book, and it says, A Diva's Deception on the book.
What the heck is that? Did you read this book?
I was so happy I got the book, Marquise, that I took the book back. And it was from where I still have the book somewhere. I don't know where I have it. But throughout the night, I was looking at the title of the book and was like, Diva's Deception. A Diva's Deception? Lord, I'm coming to you. I'm here. I spent my last couple of dollars to get here. I wanted to be
There was a conference that you had to pay for?
I wanted to be encouraged. I paid for this. I traveled 4 hours for it. I took off of work. I've been praying. I've been fasting that something will change. And I leave with a book that I got in front of another 50 women. And the title of my book was A Diva's Deception. This is the last time. This is the complete last time.
Why did you get to that point when you got the book that you said this is the last time? Why? What that book make you feel like?
I felt like at this point it was just like a blow, like a stab to everything that I was trying to get. I wasn't perfect, and don't get me wrong, I didn't really sit back and let nobody do too much or anything to me. So I could see why people, because I've always had my own opinion, and I've always had, I wasn't this boisterous, but I've always had something to say. I wasn't, mealy minded, but I was just at this point, what don't she see in me that she does this to me every time I'm around her? What am I giving off? And it was just you gonna keep letting sis embarrass you?
Wait.
Nah.
It wasn't the singer that gave you the book.
No, it was the same preacher that said my house was dirty and Durfus was coming to get my child. You ain't paying attention.
Oh, shoot.
It's the same one. But it was just this is who she is. She's confrontational.
And she called you on purpose.
She just she meet women where they at, and it's just this self-help, and I'm going to get you out of this, and this is what you got to do when you follow me. You follow my you follow my word.
Kind of like she feeds off of this. She feeds off of this. That's what it sounds like to me. She feeds off of this. This boosts her ego to prey on people who are women. Prey on women, and that's the vibe. From what you're telling me, that's the vibe I get from her.
Yeah, I can't actually get into a lot of her and why she did it. I beat myself up for so many years for allowing it and not speaking up because of the title and because of the position and because I didn't want to seem confrontational and I didn't want to seem disrespectful or ungrateful. This woman, I'm offering to help you take care of yourself while you get your darn on degree. How bad does that sound? I don't want your child. You can come back and get him, but just go as a woman. I want you to get this, and it's just no. You should have been telling me, sis. This is how you prioritize your time.
Yes,
you can go to school in the morning. You can go to school at night. You can get somebody to watch them. They're program. That's how women. That's how we help each other. You offer resources. You provide solutions. You come with a resolution for women women that are broken and that need help. You don't try to run their life and make them feel bad when they don't accept your advice.
And I'm sure she would tell other people, if you were to do that, I'm sure she would be telling other people, yeah, I got this son, this is my boy, I'm taking care of him because this person can't do this and do that.
She had another girl from her church, another lady from her church said, listen, she had my daughter for 2 years. My daughter called her mom. She had my daughter for 2 years. She raised this woman's daughter until this woman's daughter went into college. So she gave her daughter and this girl was like, I got 5 other kids to worry about, and this one was going down the wrong path, and she caught her in the time to where she saved her life and she saved my life, and
brainwashed, but not even brainwashed, just deceived.
And it was the wrong influence at that time for me. It wasn't for me. If it worked for some other women, but it didn't work for me, and I wound up taking some positive and some negative out of that situation. The negative that I took out that situation is I would never do that to another woman. I don't care how big I become and how many letters get behind my name. It ain't ever going to be that important that I'm going to do that to you. And, the positive I got is that, no, Jeeah, go ahead and speak up. Go ahead and say what you feel. Go defend yourself. Don't. If you don't defend yourself,
if you don't know your worth, one thing, and then if you got to be able to advocate for yourself. No one's going to do that for you. No one's going to, family sometimes, but for the most part, you're going to have to be able to do that for yourself. No one's going to do that for you. And that's in like all areas of life. I've learned people that I've done stuff for that I thought, or you probably thought listeners, had your back. They didn't have your back, right? They dropped the ball, whatever the case may be. You got to be able to advocate for yourself. Don't rely and wait on other people to do that. Learn that now. Learn that skill now. It took me 20-something years to do that. It took Jeeah, I don't know, about 20 years maybe to be able to do that.
I got saved when I was 6 months pregnant, and he will be we going into 2021. He'll be 20 years old. So it's been a road. But my whole thing is when we respond like Christ would have us to respond. Did I actually do the wrong thing? I was obedient. I wasn't confrontational. This is a woman that I thought that God called, or a person that I thought that God called that was trying to speak to me. Now she let her flesh get into some of it. So do I automatically, say that this is not of God before? Because in order to test you got to test it and make sure the prophecy comes true. And I don't think her calling was a prophet, but there were some things that she just put out there that probably was just, I don't understand that, but I was doing everything that I knew right to do according to the scriptures. So where does that lead us? Where does that lead us?
He didn't call us to be emotionally embarrassed or emotionally hurt like that in front of. And in his ministry, it actually says that cast your cares on him. So not you. You shouldn't have to go through that. You were just, like you said, I don't want to use the word gullible, but you just didn't know. No. What you did everything right, other than no, I can't let you disrespect me like that. I got to stand up for myself. Other than that, I feel like you were obedient. You did everything right. God allowed, you had to go through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You had to go through that. God was prepping you. So, okay, you got to advocate for yourself. You can't let this happen. And now, you're sharing the testimony, you know what not to do to other women. Because I believe you have a wonderful women's ministry and a ministry in you as a whole to help people, broken people, because you had to be broken and go through these things. Yeah. Now you can advocate for others because you have that strong will. You can be the voice for others that can't speak up for themselves yet, like you can. And I think you're gonna help a lot of people doing that. So I think you had to go through that. I think you did everything as you're supposed to. Yeah. You had to get cut a little bit it hurt.
Yeah.
But now you're coming out of it.
And you ain't been cut at all.
Not like that.
I'm sliced and diced, and he just sitting here all whole. And
no. I've been cut a whole lot, but not like that in church.
How do you think your ministry will go into, like, besides musically, when it comes down? Because you can play the best songs and whatnot, but
I think the word is what matters.
Minister, like the word to people, because you can be strong in your delivery when it comes to the word.
Yeah, very passionate about that. I've always had a quick mind with the Bible. From a young age, I was always into history and knowing everything I possibly can know about the Bible. And my mom used to hate it, so I think God did put that in me. Mm-hmm. And as I continue to study and learn, I'm waiting on. I'm going to share some stuff, some future endeavors. I want to get some word out. Maybe not. It'll be biblically based, but it will be life experiences, because I want to help people too with some of the things that I went through. Being honorable as a man, like that would be like your thing. If your thing is women and youth, my thing is like youth and men. How can we make honorable men? Because I know what it's like to be dishonorable, and to not have your words or your actions and your words align up.
Okay.
So I want to be able to teach people that, and it would be kind of biblically based. Mm-hmm. So I'm, we'll see what God has in store for that. I know some things that I want to do and put out that's going to really help people, but I feel like it's all in God's timing.
This is helping people as well, because again, we just sharing.
We
sharing our experiences, and this just so happens to be again in the house of the Lord. Again, we are ministers as well. I know you don't deserve to be called a deacon.
No.
We are deacons.
No.
We are deacons. I was ordained. Oh, how many years ago I was ordained? This 2020.
What year was it? We weren't ordained the same year.
No, gosh, no. I was ordained way before you.
You were?
Yeah, I think I was ordained in like 2007.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, at the same church?
No.
Oh, you were a deacon. You came to my church.
I came prepped. I wasn't all way there, but I came prepped. But yeah, so we are. This is why we have this conversation, because we are ministers and we understand that there's going to be some times where we are challenged in our conversations, and there's going to be some confrontation. There was confrontation in the Bible, David.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's there, but the way we handle it and the way we represent ourselves and the way we represent God as well, the way we represent Jesus, is something to be attested for.
Yes.
And I don't ever want to be like a hypocrite, be known as a hypocrite where I'm, cursing somebody out and, You know how they call us having a mouth full of scriptures and a heart full of hate?
I never heard that term, but wow, no. I can see that.
Don't have a mouth full of scriptures and a heart full of hate.
Yeah,
that's not where I want. But I also want to be able to, stand on my 2 feet against, anything that's, not of God. And
yes, you want to be able to defend your faith,
defend people. As a teacher,
yes, I see you doing all that.
Culture,
yeah, Brother Malcolm.
Defend our God. We got to defend our children. Somebody gonna have to stand up sometime, and this is the millennial minded. So at this point, it's just like nobody, then why not us? And
I feel like our generation has been, the 70s, yes, 70s, 80s, y'all, 60s, y'all, yes, y'all were. This generation is really vocal. They out there protesting. They saying, no, we're not taking this. They fighting the government. Really, y'all, I'm proud of our generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got to take a stand. This is one of the ways we're doing it. We got other ways we're going to be doing it. But we're so glad to be able to share these things with everyone that listens to our podcast, with all of you. And we hope that you take something away from this and apply it to your life and your walk and your journey in life. Anything else you want to say?
No.
I think we hit all topics.
Yes. Confrontation at work, confrontation at home, confrontation
with you.
What we did in front of the youth to make them see.
Yeah. We talked about the best friend thing. Mm-hmm. We hit all topics. Yeah. Make sure you read Rachel's comment. It was really good.
Nice. So this has been episode 15.
Yes.
The Millennial Minded Podcast with Marquise and Jeeah. We will see you next week for episode 16.
Amen. Listen,
we really like that comment. We haven't gotten into what next episode it'll be, but if you want to comment on anything that you want us to discuss on our next episode, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page
and share.
Make sure you share, make sure you like, and make sure you leave us a comment. Please,
that helps us drive traffic to our channel. Merchandise is coming. We've been in the works for some. You see that?
Yes.
We got the website coming. We got the whole thing coming. We're gonna be independent and we're gonna push this. That's it. God bless you all. Wait, Jeeah, you wanna give me a hug before we leave on camera? Let them know we all good. Peace.